Drop out. BB King. All right, family. We're going to deal with some African cosmology, Dogon, and the Bantu in the Congo. So we're going to deal with uh the Dogon people. We're going to deal with the Twa people. And we're going to deal with the Bantu people. Okay? So, uh, this is a good book right here that you should go get and that I really, really like. And, dealing with cosmology, you dealing with the cosmos, you dealing with black science, you dealing with chemistry, okay? The black mysteries. You see what I'm saying? What happened and what were we doing before the slave trade? You see what I'm saying? When you study, and that's what you need to be doing. Okay? Now, you know, uh dealing with African cosmology, first thing I want to do, I want to go here. And ever since I dropped Aboriginal was exposed to, I just been wanting to teach. Just been wanting to teach. So the greatest spiritual geniuses, whether it was Moses, Buddha, Plato, Socrates, Jesus, have all taught that man look at God within himself. And that's what I always tell y'all first and foremost. God is within you. And all the ancient people knew this shit. This concept that God is outside of the body and shit is a new concept with the coming of foreigners. And a lot of these people, like, Homer, Plato, and Socrates, and different people like that, they learned some of the spiritual teachings of the ancient people. And they went to their land and started talking about God is within, and they got called a heretic. And I done told y'all that before. But we dealing with spiritual entities tonight. You know what I'm saying? We gonna deal with that. Now, when you go into a Freemasonry lodge or whatnot, whether it's white or black, they all deal with chemistry. They all deal with chemistry. You see what I'm saying? There's different lodges. I was looking at one in Philadelphia, which is one of the biggest Freemasonry lodges in America. They was dealing with chemistry. The statues all black on the wall, all this symbolism all on the wall. And if y'all don't know a lot about masonry, they have to be in each one of those rooms of study for a certain amount of time before they can move into another room. Okay? So Prince Hall, which I had did a video about, which y'all should go look at. Prince Hall started, the African Lodge or whatnot, teaching African cosmology. Now, so I want to go here and we're going to jump up. Now, people go and watch Ancient Aliens and all that goofy. You see what I'm saying? And they try to make it seem like, some aliens, some little green slimy people came and built the pyramids, not wanting to give the African people their credit. True indeed, the African people said, the gods and or whatnot brought them to the earth. But that, they never said that the gods built the pyramids. You see what I'm saying? And, God, is for one, anthropomorphic, is hidden. You see what I'm saying? Like occultism, or when you talking about in a religious sense or a comedic sense, when you talk about Amen, you talk about the hidden one or whatnot, the energy that spirited the people to do great things. But ain't no aliens with spaceships came and built no pyramids. Now, I'm not denying the fact that the people had some type of, special knowledge, Because they had to be able to levitate them stones. I'm just being real. I just gotta tell y'all that. They had to be able to levitate the stone. How the hell else are they gonna get it up there? See? Now, I want to go here. So we underestimating our power, brothers, sisters, all of us. We underestimating our powers of who we are and how we could connect to the higher powers and how we could be, greater than, who we are today. You see what I'm saying? Even though, we are great people, we must bring the harvest out of us. We can't, wait on something, that might not never come, and we dealing with real situations right now in real life. So we got to deal with reality, family. And, you dealing with somebody trying to come from some other planet or, some heavens or something to come and, save us and what we trying to do. It ain't gonna work. So now, we dealing with the Giza or whatnot. You see with Khafre, Khufu, and Menkaure. You see what I'm saying? We gonna deal with it right quick. Now, like I said, a lot of our people always, looked into the stars and wondered, how did all of this happen? Cause our people, realize, especially after they started to travel and use that which is the navigation system, they started to travel and not, see a lot of people around the world, and they realized that they were the only people on the planet. Facts. We have a hard time realizing that ancient man is greater than modern man. We have a hard time believing that because they give you words like, paleo, and they give you words like he primitive and all of that. But in reality, we lacking on the fact, our ancestors was more advanced than we were. And that's crazy. And we don't understand that. So as a people, we try to deny the fact. So the pyramids up there at Giza are in line with Orion's belt, which is the nebula star of Sirius. And we're gonna deal with the Sirius star real quick. You see what I'm saying? Now Robert Bauval, put out the book, and he lived in Egypt, and he was able to see, because in Egypt, gazing, it's more star action. You can go outside and see, the stars a lot better in places that's less developed. And he became to realize that Menkaure and Khufu them was, in line with Orion's belt. You see what I'm saying? So we dealing with cosmology. We gonna deal with the stars or whatnot, and we gonna also deal with Neptune. You see what I'm saying? We gonna deal with Neptune. You see what I'm saying? Like Astro Crazy say, that's the back door. They acting like it's the front door, but it's the back door. The now, 4,000 miles long. And to be real, a lot of the teachers begin in Southern Africa. So I'm going to deal with this real quick. And so we're dealing with the Dogon. Now this Anubis. Now Anubis, we know, is the jackal. And he, is the one that guides you into the afterlife. He the one that take you, to see Tahuti. And then on so forth to see Osiris. Just like the brother Anpu and the brother Ani and the Papyrissa Ani. You see what I'm saying? So, but the Dogon would always talk about the dog star. The dog star. Now, when you talking about Kemetic studies, when you see the dog star, You talking about the Dogon. Anytime you see Moot and Newt and all of that, let's get out of that. Let's step out of that. But anytime you see Moot and Newt or whatnot in the cosmology, Kemet or Nubia or something like that, you dealing with the Dogon. You dealing with the Dogon. So let me get back to where I was at, because I got a lot of images I want to share with y'all. Get out of here, man. Drop out. Now, exactly where I need to be. So now we're going to start dealing with the star series right quick. We're going to deal with the star series. Now, the star series is also known as the Eastern Star. You see what I'm saying? Now, we was dealing with Freemasonry earlier. Now, women can't be a Freemason, but the women have the Eastern Stars, okay? But so now that we dealing with the Dogon and Bantu and Twa cosmology, you see what I'm saying? We gonna deal with the Sirius star. Now, all right, the three kings in Orion's belt, which is Khufu and Menkaure and them, they pyramid is aligned with, okay? Now those three capstones that was on those pyramids was like a lighthouse, like down there in Jebel Barku. You see what I'm saying? When they was you know, the Hebrews or whatnot in the Bible crossing the burning sands, and you got the three wise men or whatnot. The three wise men is those capstones that help guide those men, you know, into the promised land of ancient Africa. You see what I'm saying? Because we dealing with cosmology. Now, the star Sirius is a nebula. It's its own little, you know, universe. You see what I'm saying? The universe, which is the African heaven. Which is the African heaven, where they get, you know, heaven from. You see where they get heaven from. This, you know, this life beyond life or whatnot. Life after death or whatnot. You see what I'm saying? This is where the concept come from. Even the concept of heaven and hell, which they misunderstood. You see what I'm saying? Because, you know, the ancient Africans had a mentor. You know what I'm saying? Which is the African heaven. You see what I'm saying? Isfet was unbalanced. So you see what I'm saying? And that was no hell. And the Africans always made it into Sirius to make it into the African heaven. Now, the big Africa in the sky. We dealing with cosmology, so we gonna deal with you know, the zodiacs or whatnot, Leo. You see what I'm saying? We gonna you know, this is the origin of the Leo right here, the Sphinx. Or what they call the Sphinx, which is the Harmaku, the Harmaka. Now, how do we know this is Leo? 15,000 years ago, the precession of the stars was Leo. And if you look at the age of the Sphinx, it's exactly 15,000 years ago when the age of the Leo. We talking about the world clock, 25,000 years in each cycle of the world uh cosmology. You see what I'm saying? Chronology, I mean, in the world's chronology. You see what I'm saying? 25,000 years. So 15,000 years ago, we was in the age of Leo. You see, now we in the what is that? Aries or whatever, the age of enlightenment and whatnot. So again, this is serious, and this is a closer version of it. Now, Oh, the Dogon knew about the Sirius star before modern man knew about the Sirius star, okay? Now, this star, was hidden behind Sirius B was hidden behind Sirius A. Well, what they don't talk about is also a Sirius C. Okay? So we dealing with African cosmology, we dealing with Dogon cosmology. You see what I'm saying? So we gonna be dealing with the stars tonight. And a lot of what we have learned looking into the Dogon, that even before there was a telescope, the Dogon knew about this star Sirius before anybody ever knew. Now, the brothers also, you know what I'm saying, taught about, that they actually came from the heavens. That's actually their motherland. Cause you could see where the rest of man evolved and all the other races or whatnot, which, came off the branch of the original human, which is the original man, which is the African. Okay? But nobody never asked the question, who did the African evolve from? Because if we know it's not no damn, monkeys like what, Darwinism and all of that. So these is the Dogon right here. So we talking Bantu African. You see what I'm saying? We talking Bantu African. And the Dogon, the Twa were very prominent in ancient Egypt. And I showed y'all the 42 African tribes that live in the Nile. And the Dogon, the Twa, the Akan, the Zulu, all of them are African Nile Valley tribes. And what's significant about that, a lot of the stolen Africans, the diaspora Africans, come from these tribes. Okay. Now, all right. So you got the Sigi. Every 60 years, they have a ceremony to celebrate they homecoming, the coming of the ancestors. And if you look at, the mask that they paint, and the they be on stilts. You see what I'm saying? And the ceremonies that they use, it's otherworldly. It's otherworldly. Period. It's something that they know that the world still can't get a grasp on. Even though you got all this so-called quote unquote modern technology, you still can't get a grasp on how the ancient Africans was working. When you talk about the Dogon, when you talk about the Ethiopians, when you talk about the Egyptians, when you talk about, the icons who was dealing with, Vodou and the Nigerians or whatnot. So Benin and all that, they was dealing with, other worldly origins to their spirituality. You see what I'm saying? Now I know one thing. Peter Tosh went to the Congo, down in in Nigeria or whatnot, and he went and asked the African priests, could they grant him some type of spell that could protect him from bullets. Because he was one of the main artists out there with Bob Marley, and after Bob Marley died, you know what I'm saying, he started thinking about his own mortality. So he went to Africa to get some blessings from the ancient people that still live in the bush, the witch doctors or whatnot. And the witch doctor told him, yes, I can do it, I can protect you, I can make you bulletproof, but for only 1 year. Only 1 year. Within a year, you need to come renew your blessing, or the blessing will wear off. And so Peter Tosh goes comes back to America with his blessing. You see what I'm saying? And a year went by. You see what I'm saying? A year and 6 months went by. You see what I'm saying? And which the witch doctor had told him he must come back within a year to get, you see what I'm saying, a renewing on his blessing, which he didn't get a chance to do and ended up costing him his life. Y'all go look at the Beta Tosh documentary, and he'll tell you that Red X. The documentary is called Red X. Now, we're dealing with these nebulas. We're dealing with these nebulas right here. And this is what they be talking about, when they talking about you might step into time, travel, or whatnot. You see what I'm saying? The black hole or whatnot. And you might come into a whole nother universe. These right here is the highways in space. Just like the Nile is the Milky Way, Africa, and make everything flow. Well, the Milky Way, you see what I'm saying? This what it would, would look like one of those, a time traveling machine. So we're not talking about something that's, out of grasp that man can't understand. Because I'm telling you right now. Now, this right here is a nebula explosion. A nebula, almost like an orgasm. The Earth, the galaxy is having an orgasm where the Earth can create, planets. You see what it can create planets. You see what I'm saying? Now, you got suns, many suns, and we gonna deal with the sun god. We gonna deal with the sun god. We might do that next. Like I said, I'm in teaching mode, so I'm ready to go into full-blown lectures. I hope y'all enjoyed the lecture Nubian Gold. Now, if you ain't seen it, go watch the Nubian Gold lecture. I already done watched it a few times. I love it. Now, so just like the new, which is the cosmic black hole of the cosmic black woman, the physical black woman created all human life. The cosmic black woman created all cosmic life. Okay, so we dealing with you know explosions, orgasms. You see what I'm saying? In the atmosphere, the way you can create new things. And it's beautiful that we can see what the Dogon could see a long time ago before telescopes was even invented. The Dogon knew these was here. And if you see a lot of these, this look like the Horus right here. If you look at the face right here, you see it's like Horus with a staff and shit on his back. You see the wings of the bird. That's just facts. You see, I don't know what you see, but I know what I see. Now, so like I was talking about, it's a planets that revolve around these suns. Now, the Earth is only able and capable to survive closest to the sun only because the radius that is away from it. If it was any closer than it was, life wouldn't be able to survive. That's why when they talk about the two Earths that's out there, the one we on and the other one that's out there that had a same atmosphere as ours, is actually at the same exact diameter away from its sun as we are away from our sun and our galaxy. Okay, now, so if it was any closer, life couldn't survive. So we, would hypothesize that it would also, like it's life on this planet, it will also be life on this planet. Again, we dealing with the cosmic orgasm. Okay, this is the series A, B, and C. This is a whole galaxy. And you talking about planets beyond planets. You see what I'm saying? Some of these planets, if you try to physically, travel to these today, you see what I'm saying? You will be an old man or 300 years old before you ever got there. So we dealing with, again, Sirius B. So Sirius B is, and Sirius A have their own eclipse. So what you see in the front is Sirius A, and what you see in the background in the gold and brown is Sirius B, but it's also a Sirius A. And when these stars align, is when the also is when the Nile flood, because we dealing with a cosmic orgasm and a cosmic story. We dealing with a physical human story, and we also dealing with a natural nature story. We dealing with the physical now, the cosmic now, and the physical now, the fallopian tube or whatnot, which is also the black woman. Again, this is new. This is the poom poom. This is that that gushy stuff and all of that good shit that I'm trying to get to. You see what I'm saying? Though I want some more babies, but do I need no more babies? I might get me some. I don't know. You see, I might need to go get me a new out there. All black too. All black too. For real. Like Night Rider and shit. She be Amazon and shit. Climb up the motherfuckers and shit. Need a ladder to climb up. And I grab her big ass and just like, you know what I mean? So, all right. So, the origin of the pre-dynastic Western Desert of the Sudan with of an archaeology intensive intensification archaeological research Egyptian Western Desert evidence of a prehistoric human occupation has been constantly found in both of these oases of the uh region north and south. Okay, dealing with the cosmology, my bad. Now, so when you go to Egypt, you see what I'm saying? You go to the Nile Valley, you will see that they dealing with modern equipment. Now they don't want to tell you this. You see what I'm saying? But we gonna deal with some of the the electrical equipment that they had. You see, we gonna deal with some of that because that some of the artifacts that they find. The saw marks on the blocks or what not can't be denied that they had electricity. You see what I'm saying? And I did again, we dealing with the Orion's Osiris belt. You see what I'm saying with the Giza. You see what I'm saying? Even the pyramids in America are aligned with these down there in Teotihuacan. You see what I'm saying? Now, you dealing with Tasseti, which is an older, you see what I'm saying, civilization than even Egypt. I showed y'all Aboriginals exposed too, which I'm also going to show again tonight, the ancient Nubians or whatnot. Now, here go the Sigi. When I was telling y'all every 60 years, the Sigi, Assyrians, when they align and Tolomo, when they align, which is the African words for Sirius A and Sirius B, when they align, this is when they had that Siggy. So here is Sirius A, B, and C. You see what I'm saying? But these are the indigenous African words for those stars. And there go Sirius A, B, and C. You see what I'm saying? So we're dealing with a nebula, something, that's a galaxy, just like what we in, but it's millions of light years away. All right, now, again, we dealing with tools. You see what I'm saying? Like the circular saw. You see what I'm saying? Which was actually a match for what they called it, a vault, a vault, a vault, a vault. Which what I tell y'all in the beginning, hidden, 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 amen. You see what I'm saying? The occult. So, all right, when we dealing with Sirius. Sirius is 26 times brighter than the sun and is located only 8.5 light years away. Okay, like I told y'all. Now, in 1851, we got to know more about Sirius when an astronomer Peter took the new step in calculating the orbit of disturbing the stellar boot. Okay, but the mystery all of this was known by the ancient Dogon over 5,000 years ago. Okay, again, now we dealing with new. See if I can blow new. New, shoot, and gale. You see what I'm saying? Shoot is the atmosphere and the wind and the moisture in the air. You see what I'm saying? New is the stars and the cosmos, and gale is Earth. Okay. So we dealing with African cosmology tonight. We dealing with Dogon cosmology, Dogon science. We dealing with chemistry. The black science. Again, this is the Sphinx that's in line as it is on earth, as it is in the heavens, so shall it be on earth. You see what I'm saying? As it is in the heavens, so shall it be on earth. Now, 15,000 years ago, Leo, which is the most powerful symbol in the cosmology, 15,000 years ago, this would have exactly aligned with the Rasta plateau, which means the sleeping lion. So Rasta is an Egyptian word, okay? It's not the Giza plateau, it's the Rasta plateau, okay? Which means sleeping place of the lion. And it would align perfectly, just like Orion's belt with Giza 15,000 years ago. Now, all right. Now, we dealing with, present, past, and future. You see what I'm saying? We dealing with present, past, and future. Now, the sun in the middle mean the present, but the lion facing on the left mean the past. The lion on the right is looking forward. Okay, that's what we dealing with. Now, you looking at King standing in front the Sphinx, in front of one of these lions or whatnot. Now, again, these is aligned with Orion's belt or whatnot, and it's that which will prove what I'm saying about the Leo, about the Sphinx, about the Harmaku, which is if the three Giza pyramids is aligned with Orion's belt, and the Nile Valley is in line with the Milky Way. Why would they put the Leo there if it wasn't aligned in the sky also? Okay. Then we dealing with like I say, the front of the house, the back door of the front of the house. Neptoplaya. We dealing with Neptoplaya. Now, they immediately, Black Genesis or whatnot, Bavel or whatnot, what's his name? And they wrote, they immediately knew that this was in line with certain cosmological stars or whatnot. You see what I'm saying? Certain cosmological stars. You see what I'm saying? And you got new new shooting gale down all the way south of Egypt. You see what I'm saying? Which proves that this culture started way further south in sub-Saharan Africa, as we know today. Now, this is what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? This is the way the sun and moon rotates around the earth. And when I be talking about them 30th lateral degrees, you can always see that brighter moon, the brightest stars, and be able to, do better analysis of that science. All right. Now, for the Lord God is a sun and a shield. The Lord will give you grace and glory. No good things will he withhold for them who are upright. Again, we're going to deal with the sun God and this is Psalms 24. But this is where we dealing with cosmology. We dealing with the stars. This is where they get their information from. I found that the Chaldeans had more distinct recollection of the Egyptians. My own conjecture was founded first on the fact that they were dark skinned and had woolly hair. This is Herodotus in 1440 BC. All right. Again, the Chaldeans and the Egyptians and Ethiopians have thick lips, broad noses, and woolly hair. Herodotus. Again, we dealing with the Leo, which I said was 15,000 years ago. You see what I'm saying? Which is 15,000 years ago. Which proved that black people had to be in the Nile, and I showed that in one of my presentations that the Nile Valley Africans have been in the Nile Valley for over at least 20,000 years. They got artifacts at least date back that old. You dealing with a pediment. The Nubians revered the lion god, a pediment. You see what I'm saying? Now, again, we dealing with the chronology of the Nubians. I showed y'all this once before, but it fit right into this subject. You see what I'm saying? So you dealing with the pre-dynasty. This is before the Egyptians. So you dealing with ancient African dynasties. You see what I'm saying? That was dealing with cosmology. Now, you dealing with the Sphinx. Now, the thing about the Sphinx is they always say, and you can see the water damage on it. Now, they've been restoring it since then. You see what I'm saying? Which proved the Nile Valley wasn't always no damn desert. So y'all can get that out y'all head. Okay? So, again, now we coming into Zimbabwe. Down there, Great Zimbabwe or whatnot. Now, they were always, since these great monuments exist and these great civilizations exist all over Africa, all the way, even, like I said, even to the Western Sahara in the desert. You see what I'm saying? Even way low, it's pyramids way over there, man. Okay? So, you dealing with Great Zimbabwe, we dealt with this on the video. Go look at the video, stroll way down, and go look at the videos I done on Great Zimbabwe. Now, a white man named March came to Africa, you see what I'm saying, in the 1800s and found this civilization and was immediately saying that it was some type of European civilization. This is the Great Solomon's Temple or whatnot. You see what I'm saying? This is some white civilization that popped out of nowhere. The same way they done Egypt. You see what I'm saying? And, this is one of the homes of the great kingdoms of the Bantu Africans. Now, if you look at this civilization right here, this right here, it's mountains out there with these circular, what they call an Adam's clock. They call it an Adam's clock. These shits is all over Africa. You see what I'm saying? They done tried to explain it away and say, at first they were saying these was cattle, corrals where they put cattle in until they found Great Zimbabwe. You see what I'm saying? Because these type of structures exist all over Africa. And you could tell that they man-made. You see what I'm saying? But a lot of them is dilapidated. You see what I'm saying? And, because they so old. And a lot of them cities, I could show you 100 cities that was burned down by Europeans. You see, and they drew them out and, recorded these cities that existed in Africa. And the remnants are still there, okay? The remnants are still there, okay? Now, so when you dealing with Great Zimbabwe, which they are called is anytime they say it's an Adam's clock. An Adam's clock. These are spiritual monuments, to the Africans or whatnot. We all Africans. You see, we all spiritual. You see what I'm saying? So I wanted to deal with that real quick. The cosmology of the Dogon cosmology, African cosmology, and the cosmology of the Twa. Now the Twa got the oldest creation story in the world. So if you want to learn about the first humans, got here on the planet, you might want to go ask the Twa. Who gonna know better, you know, you know, serious or the original story of mankind better than the few first human beings, which is the Twa, the Bantu, and the Khoisan people, okay? Japow. Big King. I better see some subscribers.